Guy and Pip is an appellation for the very popular Philippine cinema love team of Nora Aunor and Tirso Cruz III, whose work in film, television and recording made them the most popular Philippine show business love team of all time. The nickname, Guy, refers to Aunor while Pip refers to Cruz. The team started working together in the late 1960s until the 1980s. At the peak of their popularity in the 1970s, they were able to make several movies with box office successes, television shows, as well as radio programs, and their recordings were instant hits. Personal lives. Guy and Pip became real and for a while real partners, and this is what contributed to the success of the love team. Furthermore, the love team was made even more popular with their on and off relationship. Fans cried whenever the couple were at odds. Again and again, fans smirked and giggled when the couple were back in each other's arms. However, the love team remained a real one, and it made a lot of their fans heartbroken. Aunor married her co-star in the movie Banawe, Christopher de Leon, on January 25, 1975. In a civil ceremony, the marriage brought a son, Ian Christopher de Leon, and two adopted daughters, Mate de Leon and Lot de Leon. The marriage did not last and was annulled in 1996. Meanwhile, Cruz was married to ramp model Lynn Chausti Cruz on March 25, 1981. They had two sons, TJ and Bodhi, and one daughter, Janan. Early lives. Nora Aunor, born Nora Cabaltera Villamayor on May 21, 1953, was from Barrio San Francisco, Iriga, Camarines Sur in the Philippines Bicol region. She has 9 more siblings, including Eddie Villamayor, a former actor. Aunor used to sell water along the train tracks of a Bicol railway station at a young age. However, Aunor was gifted with a good voice and, since she was from an impoverished family, she used her voice to earn money by joining amateur singing contests in the region. Aunor became a champion at the Daragold Jamboree singing contest, singing her winning piece, You and the Night and the Music, and, after that, won in another singing contest, the Liberty Big Show. Aunor entered the national singing contest, Tawag NG Tanghalan, where she was defeated on her first try, but it did not stop the young Aunor to try again. On her second try, she eventually became a champion in the Grand National Finals on May 29, 1967, at the age of 14, where she sang, Moonlight Becomes You. Tirso Cruz III, born Tirso Silvano Cruz on April 1, 1952, is from the Cruz clan. The Cruz family was popular in the Philippine entertainment industry as a family of singers and musicians who enjoyed playing instruments and composing songs. Being part of the Cruz clan, Tirso eventually joined show business and signed as a contract star of Sampaguita Pictures. He did several supporting roles. He was also a former talent of El Bodigan. Aunor and Cruz were part of the movie 19ers, 1969, and Yeye Generation. 1969. These were the first time they worked together in movies, but they were first paired as a love team in Young Girl, 1969. They were simultaneously launched as full stars in D musical Teenage Idols, 1969, and Fiesta Extravaganza, 1969, where both were mobbed by spectators. The love team, Aunor and Cruz, are critically acclaimed actors. In fact, Aunor is the most nominated and the most awarded actor in Philippine cinema, and Cruz has his own share of acting awards. However, before they became award-winning actors, they started their careers making youth flicks and musical movies and eventually became a love team. They were first paired as a love team in the movie Young Girl, 1969. The movie did well at the box office and was just the start of many more box office successes in Decades of Rain as the most popular Philippine love team of all time. What made the team very popular and well-received was the unconventional pairing of Aunor and Cruz. Aunor is short and dark, while Cruz is tall and a mestizo type, but fans loved them. Fans got hysterical with their singing together as they sweetly glanced at each other. Moreover, in those days, actresses were supposed to be fair in complexion, with aquiline nose, tall, and beautiful. Aunor stopped this trend when she entered the Philippine entertainment industry. 14. Common people, especially the women from the provinces, could now relate their lives to Aunors, that anybody could be like her. The love team became very popular and was accepted by the masses wholeheartedly. During their heyday as a love team, they made a total of 14 movies. Most of them were youth-oriented and themed, musical romances, and romantic comedies, with some drama movies. They were also the most traveled love team in Philippine cinema's history, traveling to places like Japan, Hawaii and mainland USA to shoot for their movies. Aunor was also paired with several other young actors and singers in the 60s and 70s, including Manny de Leon, Edgar Mortiz, and Kakoy Laurel, amongst others, but it was the pair of Aunor and Cruz that stood out, giving them the moniker Guy and Pip. As they grew older, the genre of their movies also changed. From youth flicks to serious movies, from romantic comedies to award-winning dramas. They first won their acting trophies in the movie And God Smiled at Me, 1972. From 1970 to 1972, at the peak of their popularity, they were able to make 14 films including the movie Guy and Pip. Guy and Pip also made several long-playing, LP, albums together which were all smash hits and bestsellers. They did the Dream Come True album in 1971 and Mahal in 1978, both under the Vika Music Corporation label. They also did a TV special called Guy and Pip, which was seen by their fans around the Philippines. They were also part of the radio program Opera Tang Putol Putol. The couple were also product endorsers of several local and international brands. In 1971, they endorsed Philips Transmitter Radio. The last film they did together was Pinakasalan Ko Ang Aking Kapatid, 1977, the last of the Guy and Pip love team, for now. Aunor's superstardom and the reunion of the love team. Just like any other team, both Aunor and Cruz outgrew theirs. As they aged, they could no longer make romantic comedies the way they used to. Aunor eventually transformed herself into a class actress, winning more awards locally and internationally. She had her own TV shows, legions of fans called Noranians, several product endorsements, and released hundreds of singles and dozens of albums and a lot of movies, making her the most popular star of all time. This was so phenomenal that Aunor's popularity rose to superstardom and the people gave her the moniker, Superstar, for she was the only actor to have reached that status in the Philippine movie industry. She was also paired with several young dramatic actors in the following years, including Christopher de Leon, Bembol Rocco, Philip Salvador, Matt Ranillo III and even big stars like Fernando Poe Jr., Dolphy and now former Philippine President Joseph Estrada. On the other hand, Cruz also made a name for himself in the industry. He recorded several LP albums and did some movies, but these were not enough to equal the popularity of Aunor. Eventually, he did supporting roles and was sometimes portrayed as a villain. Guy and Pip, the love team, parted ways several years ago, but they remained friends, and none of their fans forgot the love team, hoping someday they will do a reunion movie together. In 1985, the much-awaited reunion movie of Guy and Pip was released and produced by Regal Films. Titled Till We Meet Again, it smashed the local box office of that year, making it one of the most successful reunion movies to date. Now in their 30s and several awards later, they were able to tackle their characters with maturity, but with the chemistry of the love team still the same, and the screams of the fans were still as deafening as ever. Later years, after their last movie project in the 80s, Guy and Pip did not do any movies or TV special together. Aunor still maintained her status as the country's one and only superstar, and Cruz did some supporting roles. In 2013, TV5 announced that there will be a reunion TV series for Guy and Pip. The title of the show was When I Fall in Love. The show was directed by Joel Lamangan and premiered on February 11, 2014, as TV5's Valentine's Day offering. When I Fall in Love starred Guy and Pip as the Buenaventura couple, Faylie and Armando, whose touching love story is told as the narration shifts to and fro in past and present events of their lives. A year before their 40th wedding anniversary, Armando, a doctor, is diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Resigned to the fact that his chances of recovery are slim, he chooses to spend the little time he has left with Faylie and his 3 children, Ricky, Mark Abaya, Nika, Nadine Samont, and Louis, Felix Rocco. Armando, who tries to remain optimistic despite his illness, wishes to renew his marriage vows with Faylie.